Hello and welcome everyone. This is Auditro and I will be your host for today's session. Our today's session is workshop on asteroid projects. The speakers for today's session is Amoli ma'am. She is an amateur astronomer, citizen scientist, solar eclipse chaser. She has discovered over hundreds of supernovas and she is also an AAVSO observer. And our next speaker is Mr. Amit Raka. He is an amateur astronomer, citizen scientist, astrophotographer, co-founder of Crux View Center. So without further ado, I'd request Amit sir to start with today's session.
Okay. Thank you, Aridra, and good evening, everyone. I'll just share my PPT and let me know if it's visible.
Yes, sir, the screen is visible.
Screen is visible. Okay. So, great. Good evening to one and all, and welcome to our today's session on this special day of World Asteroid Day. I'm pretty sure the first question might be, why Asteroid Day? First of all, why are we celebrating Asteroid Day as a day? So there is a big history behind it, and it started in 1908. You can Google it whenever you want. Tunguska event. It is. It's pretty unfortunate even that happened in 1908. It was one of the most tragic event recorded with asteroid hit on Earth. It's like very tremendous impact it made. Fortunately, it was in the forest. I don't know why we call it fortunate, but yeah, it happened in the forest, so no human loss was there or property loss was there, but yes, quite good amount of pine forest was destroyed in the Siberia, Russia on 30th June 1908. That's one of the reason we celebrate Asteroid Day on 30th June. But we didn't started it in 1908 or near to it, or not even for a century, I'll say. More than a century we waited for it, and in 2013 again in Russia, Chelyabinsk, like there was a meteoroid hit. That's the point when everyone started talking about it, because just before a day, NASA has predicted that there was a flyby asteroid near to Earth, but they completely missed this asteroid which was going to hit the Earth. So that was the point where everybody got an alert, like, it's not that what we think. It's really a big deal, because even if we miss a single asteroid, it can really make a very big difference. And we as human beings, we have studied this, and somewhere or the other we have heard about it, how dinosaurs were completely wiped out of the surface of the Earth. So that's one of the things we are really very scared of. So you can anytime remember this. Asteroid Day is simply celebrated to safeguard our own Earth from hitting another asteroid. Now we'll see what and all what we have started. But yes, since 2014 this initiative has been started, and like many cosmologists, astronauts, and astrophysicists have done inaugurated, or you can say started this event. When we started, it started almost in 1999, almost near 1999, where we started actually understanding that there is something known as asteroid belt, where there are a lot of asteroids. It's not we knew earlier, but we didn't have equipment to capture and record them precisely, which asteroid is what. Now you might be having a query like, what is asteroid itself? Now asteroid, you can say any rocky body that is revolving around the sun, apart from planets and dwarf planets. But yes, it's an asteroid. So anything revolving around sun is basically known as asteroid. So MBA is something wherein, and don't go into MBA as a stream of Masters of Business Administration. Here MBA means main belt of asteroid, that is between Mars and Jupiter. So this is where we started recording and photographing and doing all scientific things, and that's how we started began to get many asteroids into the list. Earlier also we have discovered, but after 1999, And in between 2018, so almost 20 years, in these 20 years, we have explored many asteroids, and there is more to it. Trojan asteroids is something, fascinates me, because this was something new that we haven't heard earlier. In those days, we didn't knew that Trojan asteroids also exists, or there might be asteroid in Lagrange point 4 and 3 and 4 or something like that, any Lagrange point. So that was pretty amazing in itself. So later on, we have discovered many things. I'll just go through some short videos to give an idea what exactly happened. And this is something, timeline of an asteroid belt, and also NEOs, that is near Earth object. NEOs are near Earth objects. So how we have discovered in these 20 years, how we have explored the entire, spectrum of both near Earth objects and the main asteroid belt. Just try to watch it, how beautiful the video they have made. And yes, you can see orange represent the main asteroid belts, and the cyan color or the blue color represents the near Earth objects, that is NEOs. Now these are all NEOs that we have discovered since 1999. This is how it went in 2018. Now these are all NEOs, okay? And this is MBA, the main asteroid belt. You can imagine the intensity of asteroids there are. So many asteroids we have found, and still there are many more to go. The main problem with this is, like, you will say, sir, if we have that kind of technology, why we are not able to spot it out? Now there are various reasons to that. There are one of the biggest reason is some asteroids are metallic and some are not. So the asteroids which are not shiny or glossy in nature can hide themselves very in a very good way from our all kind of photographs or cameras. Even the IR camera cannot detect, because the asteroids are so small object and so far away that to detect even the smallest signature of heat is not as possible as much for exoplanets and so. That's one of the biggest reasons. They are very small compared to other objects in our solar system. They are pretty far away also from Earth. So that's one of the thing. Thirdly, if they are not glossy, they are not reflecting sun's light. That's also one of the biggest reasons we cannot see. And that's one of the biggest reasons we cannot see post-Neptunian objects. So trans-Neptunian objects are something we are interested more into, but because of light reflection, there is a lot of problem, because sunlight doesn't reaches there in that intensity, and also it doesn't reflect back. So the story goes on. Now this is known as Trojan asteroids. Now what are Trojan asteroids? Now this is peculiarly, first we started observing Jupiter, because Jupiter being the largest planet of a solar system, the largest planet, it has most, like, it is a shield, it's a safeguard for us. It protects Earth from all this, Trojan asteroids. We don't know where they came from, but yes, they have. And there are many comets also, which Jupiter has engulfed into itself, rather than throwing it to Earth or the inner solar system. So now, if you see over here, this is the small white color dot is actually Jupiter, and it's revolving around the sun. This is its orbit, the blue color ring. And a space ahead than Jupiter and behind the Jupiter is known as Lagrange points. So these are two Lagrange points wherein the Trojan asteroids are captured, and they move around with Jupiter or any of the planet. Even Earth has it, but not that much. They're there because comparatively the size of Earth is small, and the gravitational pull doesn't attracts a lot of them, so fortunately. But yes, you might have heard of Aditya L1, that is going to be launched by ISRO, and even right now. So that is what L1, Lagrange 1 point, that is in between Sun and Earth. So that is the point where we will be launching our satellite, which will be observing Sun. So these asteroids are important so as if we know in advance, we may or may not do something because we are not up to mark with 100% solution right now. We have various solutions. We can nuke it, we can launch missile, or we can even change the trajectory of the asteroid with some impulsions, or just simple satellite throwing off it. So there are various solutions. We haven't tried anyone to that extent, but yes, we know we can change the trajectory. So let's see what is, and for definitely I'll say happy World Asteroid Day to everyone for this. There is one thing what you will be benefiting out of this, because there are various space agencies which are conducting citizen science project under the project of citizen science project. They are using this platform to attract the science lover or the space lover and let them participate in these various projects that are there. So one of them is, this is IASC, which is an asteroid hunting program, and we were fortunate enough that our organization has bagged almost 8 provisional discoveries. Now there are preliminary discoveries and provisional discoveries. Now provisional are discoveries which are confirmed by NASA that yes, this is a new asteroid, and things carry on in that way. So thank you to Sovan sir as a citizen scientist who introduced me to this kind of citizen science projects, and it's really amazing to see. I'm just going through it in a very brief. If you have at all any questions, I'll let you know in question and answer sessions. So these are a few of the citizen science project wherein you can see the daily minor planet and active asteroid. Now these are the two projects which are on the Zooniverse platform, and IASC itself is an individual platform. So if any one of you is interested in participating in this, we have Citizen Science Center, we have Amoli ma'am, even myself, we conduct, and you might be having these kind of local astronomy club wherein you can participate with them in these kind of projects, because most of them are already enrolled with this projects. You simply have to enroll yourself and you can participate in this event, and it's really very easy. Believe me, it's very easy. It's not glamorous, I'll say, as we see the photographs from Hubble Space or James Webb Space Telescope. They are not that glamorous of the photograph, but yes, you will be encountering that actually what real astronomers do with the data, what kind of data they extract from all the satellites and cameras all around the universe. So this is a very, very good platform wherein you can introduce yourself with actual scientific data, because most of them have seen the glamorous world of space and astronomy, but very few of them actually knows how the real data looks like in astronomy. So that's a very good platform. You should introduce yourself with these platforms. You will have an idea if at all you want to become a space scientist or a data scientist. So you will be at least knowing that okay, you have to work for these things, not those artistic images, because most of the images available on the internet are artistic images. They are not actual images most of the time. It's artistic images. If you see if anyone of you have seen Interstellar movie, wherein they have projected how a black hole actually looks, and that is one of the favorite movie for me, because they have used science in a very, very precise way, as much possible, as precisely possible they have used. So it's pretty amazing to see how a black hole might look like if at all we are very close to it. So how it bends the light to such an extent, and it's simply amazing. You should go and watch Interstellar movie definitely. So that is something interests a lot of, if at all. And I'm pretty sure if some of you are very young, you are definitely not gonna get everything in one go. You might have to see that movie 2-3 times and discuss with some elderly people, but it will be amazing experience for even you to understand and explore that great movie. It's a great movie of science. And I'll just go through some short videos again, wherein I'll let you know what exactly happened in 2013 in Russia. You can also go and search for it. 2013 Russia asteroid. If you just simply put this, you will get the result and you will see what all is happening. But that is something I want to give you a very short experience of it, that how devastating it can be. Okay, here we go. This is a small thing wherein you can see how the asteroid has actually lit up the entire sky. If audio is not audible, it's okay. Audio is not important, at least for this video. You can see in the evening time, it was more brighter than the sun. It had literally lit up the entire sky. And what right now is happening is they encountered a shock wave. And if you can see over here, all the windows have shattered down. And even I can hear the sirens of all the vehicles that were standing behind it. So what was happening was everybody was enjoying the beautiful sky event that's happening. Almost for 90 seconds, nothing was happening. Nothing. Because it took almost 90 seconds for that shock wave to hit the city. Fortunately, we didn't had any very deaths or something like that. But yes, almost 1,500 people were injured. 1,500 people were injured, wherein this asteroid was almost 30 kilometers away from the city. That's the amount of impact it has created. Almost many of the buildings have shattered their windows, and people have literally fallen down with the shock, due to the shock wave. It's very horrible to see it. I'll just go through it. I'm saying you should go and see this video definitely, because audio might not be audible to you. That's main when it comes to shock wave. You can see towards the right side of the screen, that's an asteroid moving. So these are various cameras that they might have captured, and fortunately they have the dash cam showing that, and even CCTV camera. So here you can see how much it has lightened up the evening sky. Yep, this one is the pretty good one. Here you can actually see the brightness of the asteroid, how bright it was. And imagine if this would have just crash landed in the city just 30 kilometers away. If it would have been landing, my goodness, it might have went into a very catastrophic event for the recorded history. Fortunately, it didn't. So that's one of the reason everybody wants or should be participating in this event, and just help out to, as a citizen, you should cater this kind of services in your free time. Definitely not necessarily you should always do it, but whenever possible, go and enroll yourself for this event. You can see from various angles, you can clearly see the shadows and the amount of light it created. So if I'm not wrong, it was weighing more than 500 something grams. Maybe yes, it was pretty big asteroid. I'll just close down this video, and I'll take down to you for some Zooniverse project that I was talking about. So this is the daily minor planet, wherein we try to look for asteroids, and if at all planets, yes, you may. If you are fortunate enough, you can. So for this, you can connect with any of us, like Amoli ma'am, me, or Sovan sir, or Hexa Universe team is also there. So you can connect with and understand how to perform this projects. I'll just make you understand what all these projects are in very basic things. So here you can see a green circle wherein you have to track down, is there any object that is moving with that circle. that indicates it's a real object or it's a fake object. So if it's a real object, it will be visible in all the four frames. Maybe here and there it may, lose its magnitude, but that's all right. But it should be visible mostly in all the four frames. If you can see it, you can go for yes. And even if you feel like if it's visible, you can go for yes. For me, it doesn't seems like right now it's visible. So I'll go for no. And this is a live event right now. I'm showing it to you. So let's jump into this. Okay, fair enough. So I'll let you know frame by frame for you. So see, this is the first frame wherein we can see something is there in the center of the frame. But when we move to the second frame, there is nothing in the frame. So this is a point where we can't say exactly, is this a real object or not? Because this may be a dead pixel, maybe. So we will go for the third frame wherein I can see there is some object in the center. And if I go for a fourth object, again, I can see something in the center. Now, if I go for the third frame and look at this spot, especially, so I can see something, but it's not exactly that big of a deal. And if I go in the second frame and look for this frame in the second frame, so again, I can't see anything over here. So that means it is a real object. So I can go for yes. You simply have to click yes and done. That's how simple they have made. Citizen science projects are so simple. You don't need any technicalities or technical knowledge to understand this files that are being uploaded. And this is actually what I was talking about. This is the real file that you have to go through as a citizen scientist. So this is actually what real astronomy looks like in the space, for us at least. So you can see all these are stars, or maybe some planets also in this. So this is how the night sky looks like in the camera for us. So pretty simple. You simply have to understand and make out, is there any moving object or not? And nothing, there is no such thing as right or wrong in this. Okay, if you feel, go for yes. Like in this example, if I feel that there is something that's moving on in the frame, so I'll go for yes. Maybe it is not in the dead center, but I can see towards the right, almost at 5 o'clock, I can see in between 4 and 5, I can see there is an object in at least 3 frames. I can see it very clearly. So for me, it is a yes. Maybe for some people, it's a no, because it's not in the dead center. So there is no such thing as right or wrong. Because what they do is they go for cumulative answers. They'll collectively add on the percentage basis, they'll decide, is it a yes or no? So even if your answer is wrong, don't worry. Experience will teach you how and why, and which is right and which is wrong. And if you have any doubt, you can go for done and talk. So there you can see people might be talking about it. Is it a real or is it a fake asteroid and something like that? And you can understand, okay, your answer was right or wrong. So in that case, it will help you to understand, is your answer right or wrong? So like, for example, what I'll do is check 2, 3. Okay, here we have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pretty difficult for me. It seems no, but what I'll do is I'll click on no, but I'll go on done and talk. Let's see if there are any comments on it. Okay. There seems to be no comments. So it's okay. There are no comments. We can go again on classifications. But this way you can go and see if there are any comments. So you will see people are talking about it. And the second project is active asteroid. This is again the most simplest citizen science project I have ever seen. And you can participate in it. Because me myself have discovered many asteroids in this event. Many asteroids. Pretty simple. You can see this 4 lines, which is our target lines. You can see if any of them have played single player shooting games, any of it. So you can see these kind of 4 lines, and especially the gun games kind of thing, shooting games. So you have to see in the dead center of this, if you can see an object, especially fuzzy object. Fuzzy object is necessary to understand, because if you can see over here, this is what fuzzy object is. If it's fuzzy, it's an asteroid. Now there is field guide given to you. If at all, after this session, if you don't understand and you don't know how to do yes and no, You can simply go on field and you can go through all these things, what asteroid is and what asteroid is not. So this is how it will show you what exactly it is. So here you can see they have given description also and photographs also. For that, I'll go for tail because that is what actually denotes it. So this is a pretty interesting object for us. It may be a comet or it may be an asteroid. Mostly it should be a comet because comet has tails, not asteroids. But okay, fair enough. Let's not go into the technicalities. But this is an interesting object for us. This is the object we want to say yes. So I'll go for it. I'll try to look for a good asteroid. Go for no. Again, this is no because I can't see any fuzzy object in this. Again, a plain object. Now, how you can decide is it a fuzzy object or not? Because if you see now in this frame, most of the objects are fuzzy. So this is not a real fuzzy object in the dead center because all of them are fuzzy kind of a thing. If you see, they are not very sharp. So this is the photograph which is fuzzy, not the actual asteroid which is fuzzy. So I'll go again for no right now. I'm just clicking no randomly. I'm not seeing for the other aspects of it. I want to show you what is the interesting tail object. So let's discover that. And if at all you go, you have missed something, you will get a pop-up screen where it will say that it was an asteroid. So that will also be pretty good indicator for you that you have missed it, and it was an asteroid which you missed. I don't see luck over here. Most of them are not an asteroid for me. Fair enough. Okay, now again, this is a fake one because it's not fuzzy, actually fuzzy. Now in this frame, nothing is visible. So simply it's a no. Again, it's a no. Okay, fair enough. Not a big. Okay, here we go. This may be possibly an asteroid because yes, I can see these are pretty sharp images over here, but this goes a fuzzy with a tail. So I'll click it over here. Yes, yeah, it was. So yes, here you have got a pretty good dialog box where it says congratulations. And if you might have missed it, so they will even prompt that. So this is a pretty good indicator for you to understand what is an asteroid and what is not an asteroid. So pretty simple one. And I'll wind up over here and I'll give the dice to Amoli ma'am. I'm pretty sure it was very clear, loud and understandable. If you have any doubt, we will have Q&A session. So write down your questions in the comments or in your book and ask me after this session. Yes, Amoli ma'am, all to you.
Thank you, Amit. It was really wonderful explaining you such a lovely presentation.
Thank you, ma'am.
I'll just share my screen. Yeah. So friends, as Amit sir has told us about the asteroid day, why we celebrate it and why actually is it important to know about the asteroid day. And it's really, really important to know about how do we find the asteroids. Like 2 projects were explained by Amit and he explained them pretty well. They were really very simple. Even a child would be able to do them. But the project which I would like to explain, which is run by an organization called as IASC. This project actually beholds the actual sighting of the asteroids, where
I'm
we.
very sorry to interrupt, but you have to actually, in order to present the screen, you have to visit the tab. You have not opened the tab, I think.
Pardon?
You have to go to IASC homepage.
Yeah,
you are on the
I'll go there. Just a second.
till the time she comes back, Suhas has a question. Yes, Aritra, you can ask Suhas to ask question if he has.
Yeah, Suhas, if you have any questions, you can turn on your microphone and ask directly to Amit sir.
Sorry, there was some internet error.
Oh, no problem. Ma'am.
Yeah. Let me share my screen. So I go to the IASC homepage.
I think let us ask questions after completion of this session also.
Yeah.
No problem. No problem. I hope you are able to see my screen, the IASC homepage.
Yes, ma'am. Now it is visible.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So we are at the IASC homepage where we have the way. I'll explain you the way how we go about this campaign. IASC gives us a login ID for any particular campaign. I enter my login ID and the password. Then I come to the campaign part. See, there are many campaigns run in a particular month. Like this month, there are about 4 campaigns going on. So when I click on any of the campaigns, and probably I'll click on the my campaign in which my team is participating. So I find that many of the teams have registered, right? So these are the team names. And when you go to any of the team name, like this is my team, I go here, and when I scroll down, I find that a number of image sets have been provided. I download them one by one and start analyzing them. Now, what are these image sets? These image sets are actually the images taken by the telescopes, the Pan-STAR telescopes in Hawaii, where they click the sky at about a particular interval. They keep a periodic time frame where they click the sky to see any moving object. Now, after I have downloaded my image set provided by IASC, now how do I go about analyzing that particular image? So the first thing we require is the Astrometrica software. Now, where do you find this Astrometrica software? Now, if you see over here in Astrometrica, here you can find the Astrometrica setup. This is the place where you can download your Astrometrica software, right? After downloading, now I have my images, I have my software ready. Now I need to analyze the images, right? So I go to the file menu, load images, and I click on wherever I have stored. So I go to that particular area and I click on the image set on which I need to work upon. So I click on every image set will have 4 images within it, right? So these 4 images are to be selected all at once, and I click on open. After I click on open, I have these 4 images with me. Now the very first step in analyzing these images is data reduction. This is the point which is not to be missed at all. And there is a chance of you getting an error at this particular point when we do data reduction. Most probably, this image set also has an error. Yes, here it comes. This shows as reference star match error. Now, what I do is I just click on automatic reference star match and I click on OK, and my problem will be solved, right? Then I go the first step I have completed. Now I go for the second step, that is the known object overlay. I click on that icon and this will find if this image set has been analyzed earlier by another citizen scientist or not. And if it has been analyzed, there may or may not be a known object. Now, how do you recognize a known object? See, there are two known objects in this particular image set, which are represented by the red dot and a red name under it, right? Now, if you need to find a moving object, it is really, really difficult to find it in the form of an image. So what we do is we try to run these images in the form of a movie. They will run one by one, image 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then again 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it runs in the form of a movie. So every image set, if you are able to see it clearly, you will find that there are grid lines in between each image set, right? So in this particular image, every image set will have 16 squares or 16 grids, 4 rows and 4 columns. So you need to analyze each and every square to analyze the image set completely and properly so that you don't miss out any of the new object. So what I do is I just increase the size of my images. I scroll up and scroll to the left so that I can go about checking each and every square. Now, if you look carefully, you can see here at the bottom of the second square that there is a very bright moving object with a red square moving along with it, right? So I need to register this. See, IASC tells you that you need to register a known object, that means an object like this, and also a new object. They would prefer that you register a new object, definitely, but they also would like to register a known object so that they are pretty sure that this particular object exists. So what I do is when I have found a known object, why do I say this object as a known object? Because it has this red square and the name moving along with it. So I click on this particular object. Now this is the actual analysis part which is going on. So please listen carefully. I would like to even add upon that. How do you identify whether it is an actual object or not? See, if I move this object in every image, this object is moving in a straight line, right? This object moves in a straight line. And moreover, it moves in an equal distance. हर इमेज में वो एक equal distance cover कर रहा है. So that is why I can say that it is a object, probable object. So I click on that particular object. Now here we need to see or confirm a few things, like the value of the SNR should be more than 5, that is signal to noise ratio. The value of R, that is the magnitude, should be plus minus 1 in all the 4 images, right? Now, because this is a known object, I click on these 3 dots. And here I find a table coming in front of me, which gives me the right extension and declination of that particular object. See, it is 0.3 and 0.1. Why? Because the object has slightly shifted from the area where it was marked earlier. It is not in the red square. So I click on OK and I click on accept. When I do that, can you see the name in blue which is coming over here? So this means that I have registered this known object. If the right extension and declination were to be 0.0 and 0.0, the object would be exactly in this particular red box. Because it has shifted, the right extension and the declination has a particular value. So I need to register this object in all the 4 images. You cannot skip any of the images, right? So being it a known object, I know that I have to select it by the same name. So I click on accept and I move to the next image. It's very simple once you get used to it. So I would definitely recommend that children and elders also please try to participate in this kind of a campaign at least once. So I am registering this object in the 4th image and it is done, right? So when I again start blinking, I see that the blue name is accompanied with the object. So I know the solution for this particular image set. So I'll just scroll down and try to let you see the next object. Now, if you see very carefully over here, can you see this object over here? This is the object which is again a known object because the red box is following it, right? So what I do is I again do the same procedure. I click on it. I see the value of SNR. Now here you would say that the value of SNR is quite less than 5. It is just 3.8. And I just said that it should be 5 because it's a known object and it has already been registered. IASC would request us to just ignore the value of SNR only for the known object and continue with the re-registration of that particular object. So I again click on the 3 dots. I see the value of DRA and DDE and accept. Now there is a circle and a name coming in along with the object. I do it for all the 4 images. Now, kindly remember that whenever you are participating in such a campaign or you are analyzing any image set, try to go about from image 1 to image 4. Don't start in between from image 2 or image 3. You might skip any of the images because you need to register the object in all the 4 images, right? So now I am registering it in the last image and I just start blinking to see whether I have registered it in all the 4 images or not. Now here you can see the object is moving in a straight line, but in all the 4 images. Now, I would like to tell you that when you are, this is the registration of the known object. But what if you need to register a new object, जिसके साथ में नाम नहीं है? It is moving in a straight line, but you don't know how to name it. I'll just let you know. Now, if you look over here, this part of the screen, I'll just move. Can you see this particular object? It's moving in a straight line, right? So this is a new object. What I do is, I do the same procedure. I click on that particular object. The value of SNR, no doubt, it's really less, but the object is visible in, it's definitely there. and it's moving in all the 4 images. It's visible in all the 4 images. So what I do is I just register it. Now for registering it, I need to give it a name. How is the name given? 3 letters in capital followed by 4 numbers. They can be anything. They can be AAA 1111 or anything else, whatever your wish is. Okay? And I click on accept. Then I move to the next image. I follow again the same procedure. I click on that particular object and I give it the name. Remember, the name should be same because you are registering the same object but in different images. The object is the same but in different images. ऐसा तो नहीं है ना कि आप नागपुर से दिल्ली आओगे तो आपका नाम बदल जाएगा. This doesn't happen. Your name remains the same. Your identity remains the same. That is the reason we give it a same name for all the 4 images, right? So I have registered 2 known objects and 1 new objects in this particular image set. Now, I have finished my analysis, but how do I report it to IASC? For that, I will generate a MPC report. After the analysis of this particular image set, if you see, go to file and we will see the MPC report file. So can you see over here? They are the new object, the known object, and this. This was the earlier thing. So I'll just remove it. I'll just copy my MPC report, go to Notepad. I just paste it here and I'll remove the unwanted line, right? And again, copy it. And I'll go back to my IASC homepage. Okay. So this is my IASC homepage. I'll go to my campaign name and my team name here. And I will select the image set on which I was working. These are the list of the image sets on which we will be working, which IASC has provided us. So I'll select any name. I'll click on all the participants. This is courtesy. Although you have been working on that particular image set, but as of courtesy, you will click on all the participants' name of your team and then paste your report over here and click on submit. I'm not clicking on submit because this particular image set which I have shown you is not a part of this particular campaign. So I cannot submit the report for this image set, right? So this is the way we go about analyzing the image sets. I hope I have been clear to you. I just stop sharing. And if you have any questions, you can just. Yes. Salil, yes. Salil, you are on mute.
Oh, so sorry. Yeah, this is Salil.
Yeah.
So I had analyzed this image set once in one of the campaigns. And what I mean, I was lucky to find two preliminary detections. So
Great.
when Amit had said, like if you have a preliminary detection, then it is not yet confirmed. So what
Yes.
happens next? When do they confirm it?
See, preliminary detections are only the detections which we send to IASC. When IASC and NASA confirms the detections, they are called as provisional discoveries. And after having a provisional discovery, NASA or IASC will take some time of about a few years to confirm whether yes, this particular object is an asteroid or not, and whether it is a near Earth object or a minor planet object. Right? Yes, Suhas,
Thank
you
you.
had
Thank
some question? Yeah.
My camera is off from your side, but still I will continue.
My camera
Congratulations,
is
both of
off.
you. Congratulations, both of you, for nice presentation.
Thank you.
As I understand, for this campaigns, you are using somebody else's telescope and you just find the new objects. But more important for hazard to Earth is the tracking of known asteroids which are already known and which has known orbital parameters. So you know the orbit of the various asteroids. There is one organization which is called International Occultation Timing Association, which I represent in India, and we do
Okay.
some operations here also.
Okay.
Under that organizations, what we do, there are almost 1 million asteroids already known,
Okay.
which orbital parameters are well known. So we know how they are going in the sky. And just like solar eclipse, total solar eclipse, they also occur to many stars.
Yes.
And they have, every asteroid has its own band of shadow. If you are in that shadow line, then you can see that particular star will get occulted by the asteroid. That is the sort of confirmation that that asteroid is following the known orbit. If it
Okay.
is not following the known orbit, then probably we have to search whether it has deflected by some heavy body like Jupiter, or and it may create some hazard to Earth. So it is
Okay.
important to confirm that it is following its own known orbit. So
Okay.
same thing we do. We have here one internal site. It is called IOTA India. You can just, I will just send in chat also,
Okay.
where we publish the occultations going to happen and which will be watchable from India, Indian soil, or even
Okay.
Sri Lanka we have covered because of one more observer there. There publish all the occultations which are normally of stars of magnitude up to 11 or 12 magnitude, not more than that, because we are using our own telescope, we are using our own camera and GPS time insert also. There is some particular system. In fact, I will suggest to organizers to conduct similar presentation, maybe me and a few of my colleagues, how we do it. So we take the
Suhas,
video
very
of
sorry
that
to interrupt
particular
you.
condition.
Suhas,
Pardon?
very sorry to interrupt you, but if you want to talk about like conducting any sessions you want to conduct, then it is totally a different thing. If you are having specific questions related to this topic, then you can ask
Okay,
Amit
thank
sir.
you. I
And
don't know. I don't want any. I
Suhas,
don't
I
have
would
any.
definitely like to connect with you after the session.
Yeah, my email address I have already given in the chat.
Okay. Yes, Mohit, do you
As
have any question?
I thought it is asteroid day, so we should discuss about all about asteroids.
Definitely, definitely.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah.
Our school want to participate in international asteroid search collaboration. What is
Yeah.
the thing we need to register for that?
What is the?
Like, what do we need to do? Like, how we can register and how will we be getting the images?
Okay. For that, you need to go see. I'll just share my screen once again.
You can connect with Hex-Star Universe, or even you can connect with Amoli ma'am or Shobhan sir. They will allow you to participate in their organization.
Yeah, that
Means we
would
have
be
to-
easy. See. Over here in the IASC page, if you can see this tab called as register. When I click on it, you have different. If I need to register for a campaign, so I have this team format, the format which is already being given by IASC. You can go about it and fill it and send it to IASC, and you'll be able to work on it. And still, if you face any problem, you can definitely connect with us.
Okay, ma'am.
Right? You can connect with me, you can connect with Amit, you can connect with Shobhan sir, any of us.
Okay, ma'am.
Right? Sure.
Okay.
Yes, Suvendu, you have a question?
Ma'am, I am Shurjapal. I am a student of Standard 7 from West Bengal. I also work with Shubhan Acharya.
Beta, can you be a bit closer to the mic? You are not clear.
Ma'am, can you listen? Ma'am, can you listen? Yes, ma'am. I am Shurjapal, and I am a student of Standard 7 living in West Bengal. And I also participate in several citizen science projects under the guidance of Shubhan Acharya.
Okay.
So, ma'am, in a two group, that is one New Horizons and one as a citizen science group. That, and ma'am, I have a query that as SNR is a very important thing and it is a very important thing in the asteroid hunting project. So ma'am, what does SNR really represent?
Beta, your last part is not visible, not audible.
Ma'am, what does SNR really represent?
What does?
SNR.
SNR is the sound to noise ratio. See, whenever you click a picture of the sky, what you see is there is a fuzz which is surrounded by any particular image, right? किसी भी object के side में आपको एक fuzzy सा वो दिखाई देता है. That fuzziness is the noise, and to reduce that noise, there are many there are many things which we can do to reduce that noise. So that particular, how bright that particular object is in the background of the black sky, that is the SNR.
Okay, ma'am, thank you. And ma'am, if you can give me some time, can I ask about some more queries? Two queries, ma'am.
Yes, definitely.
Ma'am, what is the real distance between Earth and the object that we can see in Astrometrica while doing the project?
But that is really, it's not possible for us to tell that.
Okay, ma'am. And when we select an object in Astrometrica, is there any option with which we can find out if the asteroid is near the Earth, or it can create an impact to the...
See, whether that object will impact Earth or not, that is not possible for us to detect through Astrometrica. But yes, it is very near to the Earth because it has been captured by a telescope. So if it is captured by a telescope, that means the object is quite near to the Earth.
Yes, thank you, ma'am, for giving you.
Okay. Yes, anyone else?
Hello, ma'am. I am Rudra Nandi. I am from Bangladesh. I am a 10th standard student. Ma'am, I have a question. What is the project of IASC? I mean, what is IASC and what is the work of IASC?
IASC is an organization which tries to capture the images of the sky at a particular interval. एक एक दो घंटे के इंटरवल पे वो उनका जो टेलीस्कोप है वो स्काई को कैप्चर करता है, फोटोग्राफ्स क्लिक करता है और फिर उन फोटोग्राफ्स को हमारे को एनालिसिस के लिए देता है, so that we can analyze whether there is any moving object in it, visible in it or not, and if it is a moving object, whether it is an asteroid or not, and if it is an asteroid, whether it will impact Earth or not. So IASC along with NASA is dedicated to find the near Earth objects. As Amit sir had told you about the NEOs, the near Earth objects. So we need to be aware which object could impact Earth, right? So that we can prevent ourselves from a major disaster.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, I have a question.
Yeah.
Does any citizen scientist project which run in mobile?
Yes, the citizen science projects which Amit sir had told you about, like the
Universe.
the Zooniverse platform. You can run it on your mobile. But the IASC projects, the IASC campaign requires a Windows laptop and a good internet connection.
Okay, ma'am. Thanks for the information and take love from Bangladesh.
Thank you. Yes, anyone else with a question?
Ma'am,
Yeah.
to your session. As Amoli ma'am have showed you how to go through, the software and the procedure, there is one more thing I'll like to add to this. Once you get the provisional discoveries, and I'm making it very clear, provisional discoveries is not always, instant. It may go up around one. It may take around a year because there are a lot of files they have to go through. So recently we have been updated of what maybe July last year, July's event. So it almost took 1 year for them to confirm for the preliminary discoveries, and now they are provisional discoveries. So to come to provisional discoveries, it may take a year, but what's more fortunate about this is now further NASA and Pan-STARR will try to focus upon that object, track it for the next 6 to 8 years, and maybe in the 6 to 8 years timeline you may get an opportunity to name the asteroid. That is one of the biggest things. You may get an opportunity to name the asteroid. So that is most fantastic thing that we can even imagine. Being a normal citizen, we can name an asteroid. So that is the amazing thing this platform is providing to you. So definitely participate. You may never know, you will be a part of next asteroid. Thank you, ma'am.
Right. Aritra, I think so we are done.
Okay, ma'am. Please let me allow if there are any questions from the YouTube chat.
Okay.
No, I don't think there is any questions on the YouTube chat. So if anybody is having any questions, this is the last chance. You can ask ma'am and sir. Please don't hold yourself back. Please ask the questions if you have any questions. Okay, so I don't think so. Anybody is willing to ask any more questions. Thank you, Amit sir. Thank you, Amoli ma'am, for this wonderful presentation. And we hope to learn from this, and we hope to see you again, both of you. And,
thank you.
And thank you to all the participants who have taken the time and joined with us for this wonderful session. Thank you, everyone.
Okay.
With this, we can end our session.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.